Have you ever put a bit of wood in your mouth, Dave?
Hey Nick, did you ever think that when we started this you'd end up with your face on a bog roll?
Well, I figured I might have to polish some turds, but I didn't think I was going to be used to clear up after one.
Coming up on this week's Whisky and Things, I talked to our good friend Dean Lemon about his new project, Afterboy.
And we try Tullamore D.E.W, and we hear the tasting notes from the mighty Whisky God.
Don't forget to come and find us on social media, Instagram at Whisky and Things Podcast, and Twitter and Facebook at Whisky and Things. That's Whisky with no E.
Also, you'd really help us out if you could rate us, review us, and subscribe to the show on your favourite podcast platform.
Or all of them.
You're listening to the Whisky and Things Podcast with Dave Giles and Nick Kent.
Hello and welcome. My name is Dave Giles.
Hello, and I'm Nick Kent. Welcome to episode 3 of Whisky and Things.
This has been a big week for us at Whisky and Things. A massive week.
Huge week.
Yes, we now have a few people who have signed up to our Patreon account. That's patreon.com/Whisky and Things. And as a result of this, I decided to treat people. I thought I'd treat the first people that got involved on Patreon. And
you're such a giver.
I am now, I know, right? I know. I am now in possession of a number of toilet rolls, which I know is hard currency right now. Hard currency.
Yeah.
And on these toilet rolls, on every single sheet, is a photograph of me and you and our faces.
Toasting. Giving a little toast to each other.
To you whilst you're having some fun on the toilet, whatever you like to get up to.
Any spillages, we're there for you. We're there.
Anyone who signs up on Patreon between now and our 5th episode will receive one of these toilet rolls. Aren't I a giver?
Wow.
I'm such a giver, Nick.
No, that's an incentive.
I know.
That's an incentive if ever I've heard one.
I know. And
Good
of course,
Lord.
you'll receive all the other extras as well. Like, for example, last week, I put up the full interview of with you with Ruse.
Full and uncut.
And they got the full video as well, Nick.
Did they really?
So you can even see you having your Irish coffees.
Oh, wow.
And
yeah, you can see
how bad you passed the buck.
I passed the buck.
I saw that.
Explain
I didn't
yourself.
realise this because I only heard the edited interview. But then you sent me this, and I noticed that at first you were going to make the coffees, and then you bottled it.
I didn't bottle it. Shauna offered to make them because she used to make them. So I was like, yeah, sure.
No, you definitely bottled it. And maybe people should go onto Patreon and have a look for themselves and make
definitely.
up their mind.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
I have an apology, Nick.
Oh, wow, your turn this week.
Bear in mind, you edit the show. I'm surprised you didn't pick up on this.
Oh, here we go. Maybe, I have different standards to you. You do it.
I accidentally last week called Bullet Bourbon a Bourbon.
Yes, you did.
And you didn't pick me up on it.
I know.
And at no point this week have you
I
pulled me up on this. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for this moment where you basically take the mick out of me for being an amateur.
Well, the week before that, you actually pronounced Isla as well. I let that go. I'm letting a few bits go. I was waiting to see what you were going to do this week.
So, for those of you who actually know whiskey, I apologise. Sometimes I just get biscuits on the brain.
He loves a biscuit. He loves
I do love a biscuit.
I've never known a man to love a biscuit. Yep. I've got something else from last week as well. I've had a message. Yeah. It's just I like messages. We've got Miss B, who's the head of a primary school. Yeah. She says, top marks to Dave's primary history knowledge because the oranges with the cloves in are called orange pomanders.
Pomanders.
Pomanders. Pomandee.
Well, I couldn't remember what they were called, but I do remember my history lessons, and I remember making those little oranges, but pound, whatever they are.
Yeah.
Thanks, Miss B. Is it Miss B or?
Thanks, Miss B. Yeah.
Misbehaving.
Whiskey bots, roll out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This week's whiskey. We're going over the small pond.
Yes, we're just a little rivery bit.
Rivery bit. We're heading to Ireland.
We are. We're jumping over Dublin, and we're going to a little town called Tullamore. We're trying the Tullamore D.E.W, but I've pronounced it in the intro D.E.W because they're actually initials, the D.E.W. Tullamore is the little town.
I'd never noticed that.
Yeah, no one ever notices it. But they just pronounce it Dew. But yeah.
I've just seen on the label, there's definitely some full stops there.
Yeah, because the DEW stands for Daniel E. Williams.
Get out of town!
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't actually found the distillery, but he's responsible, I want to say, for the way it is now. Because the distillery was a thing, and he was actually the stable boy, apparently. And he worked his way up to be the owner. And then he launched this whiskey and, put his own name on it seems.
So Tullamore is a small town in the middle of Ireland.
Yes, about an hour and a half drive west of Dublin. So it's completely easy to get to if we want to go to the distillery, Dave, whenever
I've driven through it before, actually. Yeah. I didn't stop. But I hear now that they don't actually make it there anymore. This may be out-of-date information, I'm not sure. But the visitor centre's there. Yeah. There's a museum there, but apparently they now make it down in Middleton.
Interesting. Didn't see that on their website.
Well, you might want to have a look at that. I read this in a book, which doesn't mean it's true. But apparently they make it in Middleton.
Okay.
Which is the same place, for those of you who know your Irish whiskies, that's where Jameson's also made.
How old's your book?
Don't
know. So after 60 years of waiting, in September 2014, Tullamore D.E.W. resumed production in its ancestral home of Tullamore.
Well, so this book's really old. I will get rid of the book.
Ditch the book.
Ditch the book. Second week in a row.
What I told you about picking up bargain bin
second week
whiskey books
in a row that I have got something factually incorrect whilst talking about the whiskey of the week.
Yeah.
Basically, next week it's down to you. I ain't doing that no more.
Well, I'm going to try.
You'll be getting no more research.
Well, at least you didn't say this was made by Jim Tullamore.
Well, I think it is made by a guy called Jim Tullamore. Hi, Jim.
I'm going to pour some. God, I forgot this was an actual whiskey show.
So
we're pretending.
So what's going on here is obviously whiskey can be quite expensive.
Yeah.
And Nick and I had intended before the shutdown. Nick and I had intended on getting together all our whiskey collection and having little samples of each other's, so that it didn't get to, because we both got quite a good collection.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
We didn't get this done before the breakdown. So I had this little gift bottle of Tullamore, and Nick happened to have a big bottle. So this is one we've had to... No, I went and bought
mine. I found it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I went on special trip.
So yeah, I had to, on my essential shopping this week, Nick, I did have to go and buy 3 bottles of whiskey.
Yeah, but we're set for a few weeks though, right?
We are set for a few weeks. But,
the annoying thing is though, we can't drink
So thank you anyone
ones.
who's contributed on Patreon.
Yeah, we can't drink certain ones until we've done the show with it. So I can enjoy this Tullamore for the rest of the week.
Okay.
Have a little sniff, mate. I'm in the Glencairn this week.
Me too. It smells like Jameson's, if I'm brutally honest.
Smells like Jameson.
Smells like Jameson's. Reminds me of lots of nights of shame.
It doesn't smell like Jameson to me. I had trouble picking stuff out. I'm not going to go into I'm smelling this, smelling that, because a lot of it I can't. I could only really pick out like a peachy vibe on the nasal passage. But
I just smell Jameson's.
Yeah, well,
it's quite fruity actually. It doesn't taste like Jameson's. It's got a similar burn to Jameson's though.
Not for me.
No?
Don't know. Yeah. It's meant to have a sweetness to it. I can see
I definitely got that.
Because it is finished in sherry and bourbon casks. So, and it's like it's a blend, this one, of 3 different whiskies they make. And it's also triple distilled, etc. Blah, blah, marketing, blah.
So is triple distilled an Irish thing?
It's very common with, Jameson do it. It's basically... The wash gets stronger, the alcohol gets stronger every time it's distilled, and it takes out impurities and all that kind of stuff. In pot stills, big pot stills, beautiful things.
Another thought, Nick. This is the second week in a row we've gone with a whiskey with an E.
Oh dear.
I know. We're really on brand. Anyway, Nick, I discovered something new this week.
Oh yeah.
And that's that there are 2 different plurals for whiskey, depending on whether it's whiskey with an E or whiskey without an E.
Whisk? Is that one?
Yeah, so whisk is the common part, right? Yeah. So whisk.
Good collection of whiskey got there.
Yeah. To whisk is the verb to drink whiskey. I whisk, you whisk, they whisk.
I'll whisk you to get on with this.
Amazing. That's amazing. So you got whiskey with an E, which is Tullamore D.E.W, or Tullamore D.E.W.
D.E.W.
And that would be whiskey with just add the S on the end. And then if it's whiskey with no E, it's whisk IES, which for some reason makes me think of cats, and I don't know why.
Oh, like whiskers?
Yeah, I don't know why. But that spelling just looks, it just whiskies with an IES just makes me think of cats.
Why don't they call people who love whiskey whiskers?
That's a great, should we call our people on Patreon whiskers?
We'll try it out. Come become a whisker.
Come become a whisker. If you'd like to become a whisker, go to patreon.com/Whisky and Things. That's whiskey with no E. I'm getting good at that.
Thank God for that.
About time.
No one cares about the things.
So, Nick, week, I don't know, was it week? Are we week 2 of this lockdown or week 3 of this lockdown? I don't know.
I've been locked down all year.
It feels like forever.
Yeah.
It feels like forever. But what have you been up to this week? Have you found anything to occupy yourself?
Well, along with growing my isolation beard, right, because I can't afford to heat my flat at the moment. So to keep myself warm, I'm growing my hair and my beard out, like a lot of people are. Along with that, I'm watching Tiger King on Netflix like everyone else. Have you been keeping up with Tiger King?
I haven't, no.
I highly recommend it. I'm not going to go into it, but people who are listening who have watched it, they'll know how awesome it is. Anyway.
I don't have a Netflix account, but go on.
What? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You do you.
I have a Netflix account, but that's a whole nother story.
Something I did this week, which was quite fun. I'm involved with a function band called Brand New Groove. And this week, because we're all bored, we decided to record a track from 4 separate locations. With friend Mark Seacombe played the guitar. It was Green Day, Time of Your Life, a song I'm quite familiar with, as it was the finale of Green Day's American Idiot. And then sent us the videos, a few more of us in the band, and we recorded our parts and then edited it together and made this nice little song, which is up on probably my Instagram somewhere. But that was a bit of fun. A lot of people are doing those kind of videos, so a lot of artists who are locked in. So have a look around. There's some good stuff. But that's what's kept me busy. What have you been up to this week, Dave?
This week, I have been just cracking on with the same stuff I was last week, actually. Still recording, still mixing. Joe, a big shout out to Dean DiCioso.
Oh, Dean DiCioso.
He produced my album, Tennessee 48th, and he has been helping me mix some new songs. And we've been doing this whole thing. He's basically giving me masterclasses in mixing, and the quality of what I'm doing at home now is so much better just because he's been taking the time.
Yeah.
To show me this stuff. And do you know what? In the normal real world, we would never have done that.
No.
We wouldn't have had the time.
And a shout out as well.
Busy.
He's actually been a big help in making this show sound nice as well. So we'd like to thank Dean.
He's been wonderful, isn't he?
Yeah.
Dean DiCioso. And talking of Deans, I took some time out this week to speak with another one of my good friends, Dean Lemon.
Oh, Dean Lemon.
Who of Room 94 fame. He was the drummer of Room 94, who's a pop punk band, which I toured with for the first time about 9 years ago. They're 3 brothers, and they've had various other people play bass, mainly Kit Tanton, but he recently he left. So 3 brothers, Dean, Sean and Kieran. They've become good friends to both of us. You've been on tour with them, haven't you?
Yeah, I drove them around Poland and stuff. It's quite funny because I drove them to Poland, and on the way we took a massive, like a few 100-mile detour to come and surprise you, Dave, if you remember, in Germany.
In Chemnitz, of all places. I'd never even heard of Chemnitz, and there I am doing a gig, and suddenly you rock in with the Lemon Boys.
Oh,
it was amazing.
It's the only way.
So Dean is a very good friend, and he's just recently launched a new project of his own called Afterboy. So I wanted to have a little chat with him about that. So here's Dean. Welcome, Mr. Dean Lemon. Dean, did you know that I have now known you for probably 10 years, although you may only remember 9 of them.
Mate, that's mental.
But that first tour we did together was 9 years ago this summer.
Oh, that's actually crazy, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
That's mental. Mate, yeah. We're good friends. Look at us now. We're still talking.
I know.
I don't think we've had any like arguments or fallouts. I don't think we have.
Yeah, you're one of the few people that have never fallen out with me. Like, I don't normally fall out with people. It's normally people go, oh, that Dave. No, we don't want anything to do with him anymore.
Genuinely like you. I know my whole family likes you. My mum likes you. My brothers everyone likes you. You're just easy to get along with, mate.
Yeah, how is the family? Everyone good?
Mate, good, yeah. Everyone's just chilling. Yeah, everyone's good, mate. Everyone's really, really good. Like, just cracking on, like, in isolation, doing as much as you can.
Yeah, of course. So, I want to talk to you today. How does one go from being a drummer of a pop punk band to the front man or a solo act? And I don't yet know what genre I'm supposed to call it. So you can correct this.
Neither do I, though.
You have relaunched yourself as Afterboy.
Yeah, Afterboy. That's me. So yeah, it's been a bit of a journey. Obviously, with Room 94, like, absolutely loved it. We've had such a great time, and we're still, like, a lot of people don't know this. We haven't broken up. Room 94 has not broken up. How can me, my 2 brothers, ever break up? Like, we talk every day. We're honestly best friends. We do everything together. We've just taken such a break at the moment where we just wanna just chill. Like, we all focus on different things. And yeah, Afterboy. I mean, it's definitely different. Obviously, going from drums and singing in Room 94 and, like, especially, like, No Strings Attached and, like, Girl, You Are My Superstar is very, very, very different. But for me, like, I'm trying to make my own style. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like these other artists who call themselves emo rock or pop or hip hop. I wouldn't say I'm even that, because I don't think I am. I don't think I sound like people like Lil Peep or XXXTentacion. I don't think I sound like anyone like that. I feel like I sound like me.
Like Afterboy. Yeah,
like
exactly.
Afterboy, yeah. And that's what I love. And I feel like going out there and, like, doing these songs, especially like the EP I just released, Mixed Emotions, like, doing these songs, it just felt so right and so natural for me as well. And, like, I'm so proud. I'm so proud that I went out and did these songs. Like, I recorded it in my now fiance's parents' living room.
I remember you were sending me the demos when you first started.
I remember.
And it really blew me away, because you're right. It draws on influences from so many different genres.
Yeah, for sure.
But has these really big, catchy choruses and hooks all the way through them. But also what I'm impressed with, and it's probably not something you did too much in Room 94, but these are really dark. The lyrics are really
very dark. Yeah. I mean, there's 2 elements, Room 94 stuff. No Strings Attached album, our first album. We used more of the fun stuff. So we had songs like The Morning After, where you're meeting girls, you're doing things like that, like One Night and things like that. Then we had, like, songs in Room 94 where there was, like, on the Lost Youth album, where they were a bit dark, a bit more in touch with, like, emotions and things like that. And then obviously for me now, when you have a break and you have this, I'm not going to say this big downer, but in a sense, it is a big downer. Like, we go from playing to thousands of people, whether it's a support show or selling like 1,200 tickets in London for a headline show, you go, okay, amazing. But then when you have a break, then maybe you don't sell as many tickets. People stop coming to shows. Maybe when you get a bit older, maybe when the music changes ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Then it is a downer, because you go, hang on a minute, I used to do this. And, like, for me, even now, like, I look back at photos and stuff like that, I'm like, wow, I lived it. Like, that was incredible. So for me now, it's so different. Like, now I'm like, okay, cool. I maybe feel a bit different in life now. I'm a bit older as well now. So I'm like, I had a lot more experiences. I've had this incredible stuff when I was 18, even 16, 14, whatever. And now I'm like, it's different. I've got a lot more life experience where there has been downs. And, like, I use that to write. Like, I use that, and it just feels good, mate. It's like therapy. It's honestly like therapy.
I always say that writing a song has probably saved me years of therapy. On my wall, I cut it out of a magazine when I was 17. It was a photo of the Beatles, and underneath was a quote. And it was said, "Out of adversity comes strong stuff." Very poetic. You can get
stuff.
You can get your sorrows out in a song.
Mate, it's so true though.
And it's so true when you're writing. If you do want to go dark, you can do. And you don't even ever have to do anything with it, but you can release your emotion through a song and then decide what you want to do with it, if anything.
Mate, and that's so true. Like, even like a few weeks ago, like something happened where I was like, okay, you know what? I feel so down at the moment. I feel so bad. I literally wrote a song called I Don't Need You. And to be honest, I don't think I'm ever going to release it, but it's like a full-on song and I love it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool and it's so different. Honestly, let me say this right now. So with Afterboy and everything like that, this point in my life right now, I'm honestly, regardless of everything that's happened in the past, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. I feel every day when I go to bed, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for tomorrow. And I know it sounds cheesy and it sounds a bit weird, but honestly, I feel great. I feel amazing. And it's music, it's life, it's everything. I love life.
And that's in the middle of a pandemic.
Mate, and that, yeah, exactly. Wait till we're out of this. Wait till I get on a road tour and wait till I get to do all this cool stuff. Wait till I get to hang out with my friends and family again.
Mate, I haven't touched anyone in weeks. It's
same.
It's
I live
odd.
with my fiance. I'm joking.
Well, yeah, I live on my own. My pillows are getting a new kind of love. That's all I'm going to say.
People don't realize music and writing music is so powerful. It feels so good. And even if you're not good at it, who cares? Yeah. Like, I don't care if anyone listens to my songs if they say Dean can't write a song, Dean can't sing, whatever. It feels good to me, and this is my way of dealing with things. And I can go off. Even like I always say to everyone, like my song, I've got a song called Alone. The chorus is I just want to be alone, and sometimes I want to be alone, and when I want to be alone, doesn't mean I want to get away from everyone. I don't like you, I don't like you, I don't like you. It means I want to be alone for a minute, take a breather, take a minute, listen to music. And I swear to God, listening to music and just hearing different songs, different things in a good speaker headphones, my mood just changes. I go, okay, I'm better, I'm good. And that's it. That's all it takes. That's how, like, music is just so powerful, and people don't often realize that.
There's something that people don't appreciate often, that people they see on stage or online as happy, bubbly characters, they can be introverted.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
When I tell people I'm an introvert, they're always like, no, you're not. You're the most outgoing person I know. I'm outgoing. It's not that I don't like people. I love people. I love being around people.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I need time for me, stick me in a corner with some music or with a guitar,
literally
on a piano, and I'll recharge, and the next day I'll just feel like $1 million.
Mate, I couldn't agree more. Like you would never say, oh, Dean's a bit like, oh, he's a bit sad, a bit quiet. No way. I'm the happiest guy with everything. But I have my days, I have my moments.
Of course.
Like, just like anyone.
Of course.
One thing that always stands out for me at the moment is purpose, not preference. Just bought a house, which is incredible. I'm so fortunate, so lucky, so thankful. And at one point, I really, really thought I was going to lose this house. I was living in like my fiance's parents' house, and it was rubbish because I'm in a tiny room. Yeah. But I was so close to losing the house, and then I had all these things pop up at once. I thought some nice thoughts in my head, and I had the craziest thing where I felt really connected with a spirit, with just an energy, and my whole body got like I wrote notes. This is really weird for me. Because I didn't ever do anything like this before, and I just closed my eyes one minute. I was sitting there really like upset. I was really upset. I closed my eyes and just thinking the positive thoughts. I was going, okay, like rather than think about myself and say, dear God, I want give me some money. Dear God, I want this. I want my house to be okay. I thought then went, okay, I hope my brothers are okay. I hope my friends. I hope this person's okay. I thought positive thoughts about everyone. I thought, okay, please guide me in some stuff. Please guide me in the right way so I can do these certain things or whatever, and just hope that everyone's okay. And then my whole body had like goosebumps. I felt like this maddest like energy in my head. Like I felt, you know what it feels like? It felt like a bit drunk after, like drunk of like positive vibes. And it's the weirdest thing ever. And then since then, I feel so connected with whether it's a spirit, whether it's an energy, whatever. And things have been great. And like, I don't know, I can't even explain. I know what I just said probably doesn't even make sense, but I just felt connected to something. And every day now since, I have no negative energy in me. I just think positive thoughts with everything in my life at the moment, and everything, touch wood, is going great.
I think you're right. I think everyone has their own way of dealing with stuff, and especially when the world gets as crazy as it is, you know, no one can tell anyone that they're wrong for finding comfort in anything, be it nature, be it Netflix,
or Disney Plus, mate.
We all have. You've got to have something to believe in. Be it music, be it whatever it is. You know, whatever it is that whether it be God, whatever that is. I think it's a very comforting thing. It's great to hear that you're happy though, mate. It's always,
mate, so happy, so happy.
Oh, I love that man. He's so positive. I
know,
him.
Right?
What I want to know is, out of the 10 years you've known him, how come he would only remember 9 of them?
Because
what happened that 1 year?
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't ask
if you can't remember an entire year.
Well, no, I put his band on a gig. I put Room 94 on a gig when I was a promoter, and I just don't know. I don't know if he'd remember that I was involved in that.
Oh, I see.
That's what I meant, but I didn't. Yeah.
No one remembers promoters.
Unfortunately, it's a bit of a boring story, but never mind. But yeah,
but it's the truth. It's the truth, Dave, and that's all we ask.
But part 2 of that interview's coming up later on in the show.
What really did hit me though in that first one was him talking about the downers of playing, to kind of large crowds and then playing other, shows which are a bit smaller or maybe not touring at all, where you kind of feel a bit down and you want to get back up to that. I kind of that resonated with me.
I suppose at the moment that's kind of what you've been, because you've been on tour pretty much constantly for the last 2 years, playing various theatres, and then now you're not.
Even like when I used to tour the States, I miss touring now. I haven't done that for years, and I miss doing that. So I can see where he's coming from that. A lot of musicians battle with that, actually.
I definitely have. The post-tour blues is definitely a thing that I think kicks in for a lot of people. Yeah, when you get back to some kind of normal life. It can be tough. It was nice to hear him talk so candidly about that, but also being positive about it. I wasn't expecting him to get so deep. I'll be honest, and it was nice to hear someone just go. He just went with it and told me everything that was been going on, and I enjoyed that. There was a lot more. Unfortunately, I had to chop out a little bit, but it's all going to be on the old Patreon page. But
fantastic.
We'll hear more from him later for sure.
Brilliant. Look forward to that.
Whiskey?
Right, Dave Giles of...
Is it Whisky God time?
Yeah. I was going to say it's always Whisky God time.
Where is he? Where is he coming from this time?
Well, I've just painted my ceiling again after last week's
week's debacle.
It was damp. Oh no. Oh, my landlady is going to be absolutely furious with me.
I've just replaced those light fittings.
Mate, don't get too close to that. Good Lord.
It could cause me some problems, that.
Mr. Giles, Mr. Kent, top of the morning to you.
See, told you he's not actually American. It's kind of Irish.
That was the worst Irish accent I've ever heard. Hello, God.
Hello. Love you. Can you just give us your thoughts on this wonderful Tullamore D.E.W.
Tullamore D.E.W, Irish whiskey. On the eyes, a soft amber glow, just enough to light your way in these dark times of lockdown. On the nose, you'll find a bit of caramel sweets, perhaps some sugary, floral notes, and just the slightest, thick maltiness. On the palate, this whiskey is a malty dash of citrus encased in toffee and honey. Honey. You will even notice a strange charred wood note near the finish, which will remind you of its welcome cousin across the pond. Good old bourbon. But this is still a mellow Irish whiskey in the end. But don't be surprised if you find a hint of sherry and Christmas time cake in the experience. Overall, this Irish whiskey is very easy to drink. It's dangerous. Creamy and smooth, you'd think it was in the bracket of its more top shelf price partners in crime. Compared to a Jameson, you will find Tullamore D.E.W more of a massage to the palate. A proper dram will warm your soul and maybe even make this time of quarantine a bit more bearable.
Well, you make my life more bearable, Whisky God, so thanks very much for coming along.
Thank you, Whisky God.
Praise be!
No, thank you, gentlemen. As always, my pleasure. Ta-ta.
I got to say, it's nice of him actually to say goodbye for once, isn't it? First time he's done that.
Yeah, he never normally does that. He normally hits it and quits it.
He just goes, floats away to his isolation station in the sky.
Yeah, I mean, he's in perpetual social isolation.
Yeah, great voice though.
Great voice.
I love his voice.
He went on a bit today, not going to lie.
He went, I know, he's getting above his station, his isolation station, I think.
He had a lot to say about the old Tullamore D.E.W.
D.E.W. He's really getting into it. His main thing I picked up is that it's dangerous. Easy drinker is what I think he means by that.
I mean, that's what I thought about the Bullet Bourbon last week.
Yeah.
To me, it's really easy to drink, which is when it's, and especially with that being 45%. But when you're drinking a spirit, you don't want it to be too easy, do you? That can, especially when you're stuck at home with a few bottles of it.
One other thing he said.
Yeah.
You'd notice a charred wood note.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is my issue with a lot of whiskey tasting stuff. Have you ever put a bit of wood in your mouth, Dave? How do you taste wood?
That's a loaded question there, Nick. Have I ever put a bit of wood in my mouth?
We've known each other, 16 years now?
Taste the wood.
You can tell me. It's just me and you. Just me and you in a room. In 2 rooms even. Yeah, don't worry about it. But you know what I mean, though? And smelling stuff, because a lot of these, obviously, they're aged in new oak casks and all that kind of thing. Yeah. And I can recognise smells of certain woods. I can recognise rosewood, for example.
God, I've lost
it. Because when I open my base case, it has a rosewood neck on it.
Yeah.
I know what rosewood and pine. Maple I can smell too. And pine, when you're in the wood shop, you can smell. But I don't know what oak smells like or tastes like. That's just a little thing I'm bringing. I'm just sharing with you. You can give me some feedback.
I'll tell you what. When all this is over, Nick, we'll go out and we'll start tasting wood.
Should we do that?
Yeah, let's have a day out in the woods, tasting all the tree. We'll go to a timber yard.
Oh wow! Just yeah.
Yeah, let's do a tour of timber yards. Let's forget distilleries. Let's go to the source of the flavour, the wood.
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
Anyway, thank you, Whisky God, for that. We'll see you next week.
The whiskey. Hey Nick, before we listen to the second part of the interview with Dean Lemon,
yeah,
I just want to let you know I've set up a playlist on Spotify, the Whisky and Things, the podcast playlist.
Fantastic.
The reason I did this is because last week I realised that I had not listened to Ruse, and there might be other people that were listening that hadn't listened to Ruse.
Yeah.
And this week there'll be people that might want to listen to Afterboy. So it makes sense to have a playlist where we have the episodes.
Fantastic.
All in one place. If there's a musical guest, we can put songs by that guest all in the same place.
Amazing.
So if you go and search on Spotify on the playlist section for Whisky and Things, the podcast, please press follow on that, and then it will come up on your little tab, and you can then check out whatever we are listening to or whoever's being interviewed.
Wonderful.
I'm so good. I'm just the gift that keeps giving today, aren't I? I am. I just keep being so.
You're making me look bad.
You do look bad.
What does Nick Ken have to offer this week?
Dulcet tones and a longer beard, which no one can see.
Yeah, I put a shirt on for you today. Just saying.
I did notice. I'll put a hat on for you today. Yeah. Anyway, let's hear some more from Dean. So, Dean, what have you got planned next for Afterboy?
My Afterboy plans.
You've got your EP. It's come out. It's great.
Yeah, thank you,
You're getting good numbers on Spotify.
Yeah.
You've been putting some playlists.
Yeah, I've been putting some Spotify playlists again, which I never thought would happen. Like I haven't done anything to get on them. So I feel like it's just been a bit lucky, and it feels good though. It feels really, really good to know that people are listening, going, you know what, that actually sounds quite good. So I absolutely love that. I'm really, really proud of that. But yeah, plans to be honest are just music, especially like at the moment with the lockdown and the way the world is. Like, I love recording and I love writing music. And at the moment, like like I sent you it the other day. Actually, I did like 5 chorus ideas in one night, and I'm pretty sure
that was ridiculous,
mate.
That was ridiculous. Literally, you were like, "Oh yeah, I've been busy." You just sent me all this stuff, and I was like, 5 songs that are that good in one session is unbelievable,
mate. It's crazy because I feel like just having a bit of confidence and like here you go. I watched something recently by Reese Witherspoon where it said the quote was amazing. It was like, imagine how much everyone would achieve if they believed in their own ability. And like, that's something that's really, really stands out to me at the moment. I'm like, you know what? I think I can do this. I think I can really, really go for it. And I've just believed in myself and believed in my own ability. And I feel like these songs that I've just done, like the songs I sent you, the 5 tracks, choruses, I feel like that is maybe the best work I've done.
Yeah.
And when all this is over, I want to get out on tour. I mean, my Spotify numbers are telling me that I should go play in America, which is incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. Like, if I can go out there and play some shows, that I think.
Oh, that's living the dream,
yeah,
isn't it?
It'll be,
You never did that with Room 94, did you?
Never. So with Room 94, we were massive in Poland, which was incredible as well. Like, shout out all the Polish fans. But no, we never got to America. So if I can go with Afterboy now, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And
again, new experience.
New experience. I still have Sean. Sean's like my producer. He's incredible. He makes a lot of beats with me. He does a lot of like recording. He's taught me how to record myself. Adds a lot of guitars and stuff. Kieran again. I always still talk to Kieran and show him like songs. I say, what do you think of this melody? And to be honest, you know what's really cool is there's a song on this new EP that's going to come out where my fiance Joey actually, she wrote the chorus on one of them, and she's going to sing the chorus. She's going to sing it, so that's going to be amazing. So she's going to feature.
I do love that. You always keep it in the family. Be it have your mum as your tour manager, dad as a driver.
Shout out my mum, shout out my dad, everyone.
Yeah, love them.
You know
Absolutely
what?
Love them.
Because family is so important to me. I love my family. They're honestly like my family. It was my fiance, one of my brothers, my mum and dad. All of them are my best friends. I swear to God, no messing about. They're my best friends. They help me with everything. I like to think I help them with everything as well, and I like to think they know that as well. We're just a team. We're just a family, and that's
Definitely
the best way. And like even like my friends, like I consider you like a really close friend as well. I always have done. I consider you my family. Like everyone that like I'm close to is my family, and like I like to think everyone knows that, and like we all help each other out when we need to.
We're in a pandemic. Mm-hmm. Got to stay at home.
Yep.
You have asked me to be part of this little songwriting challenge.
Yes.
And I just want to talk about it because I haven't done it yet.
Mate, I didn't do the last one either.
but I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it tomorrow.
It's a really good challenge. Beginning of the week, a genre or a style was chosen.
Yeah.
And you have to put your phone on 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. On the timer, 15 minutes.
And you have to do what you can and try and write a song in that
If
style.
it's a chorus, if it's a verse and a chorus, it has to be a minimum of a chorus. So we did one before, which I showed you an example. We did a country song.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. Like I think my brother did like a really old school country song. Like wearing a cowboy hat. Yeah. And that was amazing. I did like a pop one, playing guitar as well, which again, I'm not the best guitar player, so it's good. And I think this type of thing that when you're in isolation, you need to do something. And
it keeps you sane, doesn't it?
Yeah, and as musicians as well, like, why not? And it improves all of us. Because one thing that I think everyone's forgetting in this time now, like, all of it's horrible. This whole pandemic is absolutely awful. Like, it's crazy bad. But while everyone's at home, some people are going, oh, I'm in furlough with my job. I'm getting this. I don't have to work, but I'm getting paid. Or I've been laid off. I'm doing this or whatever. While you're at home, you can still like use this time to either get close to people, like build relationships, or learn something new, do something new. You could start your own business in this time. I know, like, do you know what I mean? You can play guitar, you can learn guitar, drums, anything. Why not? So like as musicians, I think it's a great idea. If we can all challenge ourselves to be better musicians, we can go, you know what, let's try and write this song, which we wouldn't ever do.
Yeah, learn some new skills.
Not?
I saw a tweet of yours recently where you said, I just really love whiskey.
Oh, here we go. That's why I get found out.
So
I do love whiskey, but I love like a certain whiskey, and I think I've told you before, and you said that's not whiskey.
What? Go on, tell me about it.
So I love Hague Club. Is that how you say it?
No, it's not that it's not a whiskey. I just don't like it.
Oh, mate, I love it, and I love it honestly so much. Like I think I got into it when I saw David Beckham advertise it. 2, when I saw it was on deal in Tesco for like, I think it was like £12 for like a massive bottle. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to treat myself. And ever since, mate, I love it. I definitely drink too much though.
We always got to be checking out of that, haven't we? Always got to be careful.
Yeah, exactly. I went to Dublin, not recently, like a few months ago, and obviously I love Jameson. I know you love it as well. And standard, like love it all the time. Like, and good price as well. I like the price.
Reasonable.
So that's good for me. I'll always drink Jameson because it's always a good, reasonable price.
Not going to go wrong.
Barkeep, I'll have a Jameson, please.
Yeah, yeah. Make that double. Chase with a Jaeger bomb. Cheers.
Hey club. Let me ask you.
No, that's an edit. No, that was, in fairness, that was an edit because we talked about that for quite a while. Because I asked him to clarify, did he mean the club?
Because we both know the Hey Club
is awful.
Tastes and smells like PVA glue. Allegedly, in case you know,
it absolutely does.
I don't think we can. That's an opinion. That's my opinion, everyone. But the Clubman's quite nice.
Yeah, you really like the Clubman. We talked about this. It's in the full interview, which will be up on the Patreon page. And you can see that we actually had that exact conversation where I said,
"Good." Otherwise, I was gonna ring him and have words.
No, it's all good. It's
wonderful.
All
good. That was interesting, man.
No, yeah, it was great to have him on the show. Because we never got him on Whisky and Things, the YouTube show. So it's great to have him on the podcast. I really enjoyed that interview, and the full interview, we really did go into a lot of detail. We were talking for about 40 minutes. So go and have a listen to that. Because I think he's a really interesting guy, and you can find him at Afterboy Music on both Instagram and Twitter. We'll put a song in our playlist, or just go and look on Spotify yourself.
So fresh.
So we're coming towards the end again. Thanks very much if you're listening. If you got to this point, it's still a tough time, obviously, and we're all still under these awful times, and we're trying not to bring it up too much, but we hope that we are providing some lightness into an otherwise dreary time. Big shout out to our good friend Rish at the moment, who's been quite ill this week. We hope you feel better very soon,
Rish.
And if anyone else has been feeling under the weather, then please do try and stay healthy and get well. And we hope to see you on the other side of all of this.
Yeah. Crazy times.
A few other shout outs, Nick. We've had some feedback. Some feedback.
That wasn't part of the deal.
No. A few people have offered some opinions.
Okay. Do I?
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
No. No, not at all. They've all been. It's been lovely. It's been lovely hearing from people about what you think about what we're up to. This will evolve, and hopefully we'll get better at it, and it will continue to evolve. What was nice is we are getting some feedback from episode 1 still.
Really?
Which is great. So Kate Sharp messaged me this morning telling me how much she enjoyed the interview with Matt Wicks.
Matt Wicks' interview
she said, the proper interview from episode 1, as she called it.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
And it was a great interview though, Nick. It's great to have, and hopefully we'll get plenty of guests like this. And I thought Dean today was wonderful like this as well.
Yeah.
When you get someone who's talking about something they're passionate about, it's entertaining, whether you know what they're talking about or not.
Yeah. Should we talk about next week?
Yeah, let's talk about next week. What we got planned?
Next week, we're going to be tasting the Jura Origin 10-year-old Scotch.
Ooh. So I do like that. It's one of my favourites.
So if anyone has some if you want to have a little kind of taste along with us, then please feel welcome. If you have any tasting notes you want to send us before we record next week's show, we'll share them. It's around Thursday we record.
Get them in early. Yeah,
get them in early. Well, it's a couple of days, isn't it?
You got 2 days, basically.
But yeah, if you want to get involved, please send us your tasting notes on any of our social media platforms. That'd be fantastic.
And on any of the other whiskies that we may have already done.
Yeah, just send them in. We like.
Also, we're going to be hearing from my friend Joey next week.
Really?
Joey Clarkson's going to come on as a special guest next week.
Fantastic.
So, Canadian singer-songwriter.
Love
so
it.
By all means, go and check her out as well.
Yeah, do it, because I like it when I don't have to do the interview, because I'm so good at them. I'm so good at them.
Mate, you are. It's a skill I didn't know you had.
It's a skill I never wanted or have.
So I will speak to you next week, Nick, and enjoy your time growing your beard.
Thanks, buddy. You take care of yourself, Dave.
And each other.